The song My Body, My Choice just came out. I want to talk to you about a couple of the instances in my life that inspired this song. The first, for those of you who don't know my story, I have severe spine issues. All of my neck discs are all herniated, and my thoracic discs are also both herniated. So I have stenosis, narrowing of the spine, pinched nerves. I have pain every single day. When it happened, I went to the doctors and they told me, we can't really operate on your thoracic. We can operate on your neck, we can fuse it and make it really stiff, but honestly, it's not gonna help you much. You really don't have much mobility as it is, and it's true even to this day. That's it, that's all I can do. Obviously, when it happened, I was a little frustrated. The doctors told me, you can do a little bit of physical therapy, you can't have surgery, there's really not much we can do for you. You're gonna have to be very careful, don't lift weights, don't play sports. Kind of got depressed for a while. I didn't know what to do with myself. I had a coworker at work whose wife was going through something similar. Gave me a book on Egoscue on how to align your back with low impact type exercises where you're just aligning yourself and getting your spine back to where it needs to be. Then from one of my wife's friends was a Marine, and he had basically got blown up overseas, also had very similar issues to his spine. When I went and got my MRI, they told me the same thing. You have trauma. You look like you got in an accident or you were at war. It's interesting being able to talk to these two different people that went through similar issues, and the doctors kind of told them the same. There's not much you can do. They both had went on their own journey. One had found Egoscue. The Marine found strength training. I've basically been told, I can't, be careful, don't do this. And then I found two other people that are like, no, you need to do something completely different than what they're telling you to do. I'm not here to rip on doctors. There are great doctors in the world. Sometimes people are going to tell you what to do with your health, with your body. What I was told from multiple doctors was the wrong thing for me. I felt terrible when I was avoiding any type of exercise. It was awful for me. I just kept getting worse and worse. Then when I introduced the Egoscue and when I introduced being able to lift weights and exercise and play basketball and go on the bike and just keep moving around, that really started helping me. The first verse of My Body, My Choice is all about this. Then the song really proceeds to pretty much recent history, where I was probably the outlier in COVID. I, at the beginning, did not believe this was really deathly for majority of the population. Of course, people did not see it the way I saw it, where I saw it was only going to affect 1% of the population, if that. And I believed if you were really healthy, your risk was really, really low. I was really healthy. I was lifting weights. This was right after my spine issues, and I got into really, really good shape because I wanted to get healthy and get my strength back for my spine issues. Then COVID happened, and the whole world's saying everybody's at risk, you're gonna die. The news is fear-mongering. I didn't believe any second of it. I get it. People are gonna look at it a million different ways, but I was looking at it for me. Is this really a risk for me? Because I was super healthy, in shape, never had a sick day in my life, never had the flu, never had any big illness, and I didn't get COVID either. Why am I talking about this? Well, the government decided there was going to be a mandate. You have to have the vaccine if you want to do anything, if you want to go to work, if you want to get on a plane. And a lot of the countries around the world all got on board with this. There was no proof that the vaccine actually prevented the spread of COVID, versus someone that had really strong antibodies and already squashed the virus before it could even be contagious to anybody else. There's still not really a lot of evidence about how the carriers work. I knew that I wasn't at risk for getting it, nor I was any more at risk for getting it and spreading it to somebody or being a carrier for it. Government forcing someone to take something that they don't need, I saw it as a big infringement of my rights. I'm not the only person that believed this at the time. I was in my 20s. I don't trust that it's been rushed out. I don't trust the science behind it. Federal government comes in and says, you have to. State legislators around the country, some of them try to fight, but Florida, they didn't really do much. The corporation has the choice whether to force their employees to take it or not. Interestingly enough, everyone talks about right wing and the left wing sides and how the right wing was super anti-vax. The right wing actually are the ones pushing for the vax, the politicians. It was Trump's policy to get that thing done quickly. And then you have DeSantis saying, oh, the corporations have the decision to force people to take the vaccine or not. They did nothing to protect people's rights. Both sides were pushing it. You're losing our rights. I don't understand why people didn't fight this more, isn't talked about more. The key thing I want to take home is when they came out and said, you have to take this shot, some people took it unwillingly because I got to have my job. I got to put food on the table. And then other people decided, fire me. I saw it happen. Federal government mandated it. In my area, Space Coast has thousands of jobs in engineering and defense that are all federal contractors. They had to take it or lose their job. A lot of people lost their job. Then it came to my job where they were saying, you're going to have to take it because the state allowed it. I decided with other people, you're going to have to fire me. I thought it was ridiculous. The world's working remote anyways. The way it ended up working out was there's other people in the leadership that saw it the same way I did. I was lucky to work for a company that had their head on straight, but not everybody was so lucky. It was a very sketchy situation. Just think for yourself and stand up for yourself. We would not have been in the pickle we were in if more people actually would have stuck up for themselves at the time. I know this is going to be controversial, what my thoughts are on this. This is how I felt at the time. This is how I still feel. They're infringing on our rights. We need to stand up for ourselves. It took me until this moment for me to understand how women felt on their reproductive rights. For years, they've been fighting for their own decisions. Let's let people make their own decisions. Let's not have corporations make decisions or governments make decisions. That's ridiculous about what's best for our health. They have not been able to be trusted. They're the ones that have made the obesity crisis, horrible health care. Why should we trust them to tell us what type of medicine that we should be taking? It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.